Hey. Average Joe Daily Show is now live.
All right. Okay. Let's start off again, huh?
Let's do this.
I'm Subban,
I'm Sean Hill.
and welcome to the Average Joe
Daily Show.
All right. Today we're coming to you live again from the woods of Maine, and it's warm today.
It is
Isn't
warm
it warm?
today.
Do you have your audio on? I heard audio just
You
now.
did hear audio?
I heard audio. Oh, it could be from mine. Hold on. Let me
Yeah, I
shut
think
mine
it's from
down.
yours.
Might be from mine.
How unprofessional.
Very unprofessional, I would have to say. So today, it's what I got up this morning. I was on my way here to do the recording, and it was like 54 degrees already.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
It is awesome.
And I guess we're anticipated in some parts of Maine to hit high 60s today. So get out there and get something done, whether it's chores or getting some exercise and fresh air.
Yeah, we explored yesterday, went up
Where'd you go?
over where Chick Hill is in Eddington.
Yeah.
And there's a little Chick Hill, and the little hill had a better view than the big one. So,
Really?
yeah.
I haven't been to the
We're gonna
little
have to
one.
go out there because
Let's do it.
I'm not gonna say, I shouldn't say anything here because then everybody will converge onto the little Chick Hill.
You know how that happens. We should. Okay, my wife had dealt with this before, and I will see postings on Facebook and stuff like that. For instance, oh man, I don't have my cap today. I left my cap at home. My Star Wars
Now
cap.
the logo is useless.
I'm not.
The logo is useless. Kevin, sorry, Kevin. Subban is
I was in
disgraced.
such a rush to get here. Today is actually packed for me today. I don't know how business is for you, but for me, it's been packed.
I have a lot to do, but it's a lot of at-home work, and
Mm-hmm.
I've got one project I gotta go out to Hancock County. So
Yeah, I've been having lots of meetings, Zoom meetings and things like that. For instance, I'll be having a BNI meeting yesterday. I had a whole bunch of other meetings as well.
so it's like business is picking back up. People are
Yeah.
starting to reopen.
Right.
Maybe taking an example from Elon Musk, who kind of like defied the California mandates and.
So, did you want to talk? Do you want to lead with Elon Musk? Okay.
Well, that's just a little
All
teaser
right,
on that
okay,
because
okay.
I think everybody's familiar with that news anyway.
Right. Yeah, we'll talk about. But anyways, for your first statement there about, hey, let's get this done and then tell people about it type of thing is really similar to what my wife was dealing with, because when we just got news, like for instance, the IGA was having like toilet paper when toilet paper was very, very scarce.
Yeah.
She's like, why are you sharing that post already? Let me get a pack before I go.
Yeah, right.
Before you
So
share it.
you want to get what you need. Like I'd like to go up there and get some photos because
Yeah.
there's some windmills that are right in view from the top of that
Yeah.
hill, and it's a really like almost majestic looking
See,
scene.
I got that shot from like the very top of the Chick Hill. So
yes,
there's a,
but
there's
this,
a little.
the little Chick Hill or the mound or whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it
yeah.
has a better view because there's windmills on the face side of the big Chick Hill, and then on the opposite side there's another set of windmills.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, there's two sets. So there's more windmills on. I can't remember it. I think it's. I can't remember the actual direction. I didn't bring my compass up there, but.
All right, right. So Chick Hill that you're talking about, is this the one that has a big like tower on top?
Yes,
of it?
it's got the tower.
So is that Little Chick Hill or is that Chick Hill?
That's Chick Hill. The
Okay.
one with the tower is Chick Hill.
Alrighty.
But don't go to the little Chick Hill yet until
Until
I get my shots.
show off some pictures.
Yes.
So yeah, let's. It's a beautiful day. It's supposed to be raining the next couple of days or a day and a half. So get out there while you can and enjoy the fresh air. I don't know if the Astaku Azalea Gardens are open in Northeast Harbor. Do you know if they are?
I don't.
Okay, because that's usually a pretty place and things are starting to bloom. The azaleas are starting to bloom, so this is a great time to check it out. We are horrible YouTube hosts because I should get the info to see if they're even
we don't
open.
have any specifics.
We don't have it. We know. It's like we're kind of off the cuff type
That's right.
people. Sometimes.
And also, I've seen tons of daffodils growing out. I actually have a photo of daffodils with snow on them, which is kind of cool.
I've seen some people take pictures of their flowers after that snowfall. And,
Yeah, that was a cool timing for snow.
Some of them were. It looked cool, but some people were somewhat devastated that it happened because you're like, my beautiful flowers are gonna die.
They'll grow back. back.
And so for those of you that actually procrastinated planting your tender garden vegetables that have partially grown already, you're in luck because it's been so cold at night that some of them probably would have died anyways.
Yeah.
So season's gonna be a little later this year, I believe.
Yeah, I'm used to like spring coming like April 15th, like the middle of April. It's winter's over, but this year has been, extended out.
Right.
It seems so. It's like it just seems like winter is extended into May, and it's like, whoa, hey.
I know.
What's going on with that?
I think Mother Nature has has some problems with knowing what time of year it is right now. So
Mother Nature doesn't care.
businesses open up this week throughout the state, except for 4 counties, Penobscot County being one of them. Is there a particular, I know you do a lot of online shopping, so are there any particular stores that you would even go to now that they're open, just to go to them? Or are you still so much online person that it doesn't make a difference to you?
I'll be honest with you, with the stores closing down, it's just reminding me that I don't need to go to a store. So it's kind of like a bad thing in a way for brick and mortar stores.
Right.
Because the mandates for having them closed and social distancing has caused me to look at other avenues to get things, and made me think about, do I really need that item? Do I really want to go to the store to get it? And I have not missed going. The only thing I need to go to on a consistent basis is a grocery store.
Yeah. Well, yeah, grocery store, I think goes without speaking that you need to feed yourself. Even though some people can get it delivered right to your house.
Yeah. But even clothing, like I just order that online. Like I know my sizes.
Right. Guys are different than girls, so girls change like their shape. changes.
And they might want to try things on. As a guy, I don't really care too much about trying things on.
I know some people that really is taking this social distancing and stay-at-home rules real serious. And even they are itching to get out of their houses to actually go touch real material when they're going to shop for clothing or whatever it is. I know that shoes is another thing that people are like, I don't know how to order shoes online that will fit me perfectly, so they want to put them on and actually walk in them.
Yeah, because manufacturer sizes differ.
They are so different.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I knew.
I've run into that.
I always had problems when I bought shoes that were not Nike when I was younger. They wouldn't fit me right, or I always had width problems, because I have wide, short feet.
Yeah.
So it's just it's one of those things that people are like itching to get out and to visit places like Rennie's in Ellsworth because Hancock County is open for business.
I have never been to that.
Rennie's is kind of like a Martin's.
Never been there.
But a little, I don't know, somewhat newer stuff than Martin's. They're not all salvaged, so, but they're kind of like, so eclectic. Like so many different varieties of things in one place.
Kind of like, Ocean State Job Lots, but it's all new stuff.
Right, yeah.
But it's just like such weird varieties of things in one place.
Yeah.
And just like looking through there. The only thing I dislike about that particular chain, that store, is when you walk in, like, I don't know what it is, but all the energy in my body gets sucked out of me. It's something about the atmosphere that they create in that store.
Yeah.
Is like you feel like the employees don't want to be there. You feel like it's dungy.
Yeah.
But it's cool that they bring all these weird products.
I like the products, but I do understand what you're talking about when it comes to the atmosphere, because I don't feel the atmosphere there. It doesn't make me joyful to spend money.
When you walk in there, I'm just like, oh, I got to get out of here as soon as possible. It's like the kryptonite. Like when you walk in and.
So you just want to go in, buy your stuff, get out.
Yeah, there's nothing about that chain that makes me want to hang.
That's how a man shops, anyways.
It is.
Unless you're in like a Best Buy or something like that, they're a little bit longer.
Well, even in there,
I try to not be there too long as well. But if I'm like really trying to decide on things, I might hang out a little bit longer.
Yeah, I don't like hanging out in Best Buy because eventually.
Salesperson.
The employees, I think, are trained to try to assist you And to me, it's just annoying. Like, if I need help, I will come find you.
Well, what I found out in the past when I shopped there is that I end up teaching the employees about the product.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of kids there, and a lot of the kids over there are very smart, and they're born into tech. So what a perfect place to get a first job or a second job or something like that. But the communication skills may not be there yet for them.
So I want to talk about some business stuff.
Go for it.
All right. So there's an awesome business in Brewer that's doing something cool for the small business community. Have you heard of W.S. Emerson?
Yes, I have.
They do marketing, advertising, print pieces, and stuff like that. T-shirts. So they're doing T-shirts now for you to buy. You can go to their website.
Hey, are they on Acme Road?
They are. Yes,
Acme
they are.
Road. I think W.S. Emerson hooked us up when I was a nonprofit with some T-shirts.
Did they?
Yes.
So they what they did was they made T-shirts, and I had the page saved, and it's not saved anymore. But they're making T-shirts of local businesses with some cool sayings on it, and they're doing not just brewer businesses, they're doing the area. So they have some things from Frank's and all this stuff to help support. They know how hard it is, and they felt like they needed to do something for the community. I was going to read from the article on WABI, but I apparently lost the page. But
Unprofessional.
Very
unprofessional.
But they thought of something that they could do. So every purchase of these T-shirts, more than 50% of the cost of the T-shirt is going to that business. W.S. Emerson is. I have a good friend that works there, and she's super sweet, and very cool. She likes to ride her Harley and stuff like that around. She's pretty cool about that. Oh, you got it right there.
Yeah,
it's called. It's the Community Project is what it's called. So
support local businesses. Over half the proceeds from each shirt will go to the business listed.
And I don't know. You might have to connect with them if you want your business to be part of it. So I think they're saying is instead of taking the shirt off your back to help small businesses, why don't you put that small business on your back by buying a T-shirt?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure these are the guys who hooked me up with T-shirts for my volunteer staff.
Yeah.
For a Halloween bash that we threw at the YMCA.
They have done a tremendous amount for our community, for nonprofits, and for big business events as well. They do that, but they really have done a great job. So I just wanted to do a shout out to W.S. Emerson. So if you have any marketing or branding needs, they can help you out.
Yeah, and thank you for the T-shirts. I think that was back in 2013.
Oh, cool.
That
Very
was
good.
Really, and they were awesome T-shirts. I should run up and get that T-shirt and show it because I designed it, but they did such a good job of putting it together. It was really good.
Yeah, they're a cool company, great to work with, and they're right hometown.
Yeah,
hometown.
right on Acme Road in Brewer.
All right. So I hesitated to bring this up, but I was really I'm not sure how I feel about this. As you all know, the summer events, a lot of summer events have been canceled that have big crowds and groups in it, right? And that doesn't leave out the 4th of July. The 4th of July has been canceled.
And that's a major gathering holiday. That's where people gather to watch fireworks and to do cookouts. I mean, that's synonymous with burgers and fries and, and hot dogs.
It's the American way.
Yeah, you will enjoy the American diet on this day.
Right, regardless of how healthy you normally live the rest of the year.
Yep.
On this day, you're gonna.
There'll be ketchup. There'll be mustard. There'll be hot dogs
and hamburgers.
And absolutely horrible white bread buns that go on these hot dogs.
So I don't know how I feel about it. I'm glad that they're moving it to Labor Day. They've decided to move it to Labor Day instead of doing it on July.
Is that just this year?
I believe it's just this year.
So we're working around.
Yeah.
Working around.
But the part I really am and unsure about is calling it COVID Independence. I'm not really sure about renaming it.
Yeah, I probably would not. My opinion would be not to do that.
I don't know about you, but I'm still going to set up sparklers and firecrackers on the 4th of July, and I'm going to still celebrate my 4th of July on my lawn. And if I can stay at a distance from friend, we can still chat with each other on Independence Day and enjoy
Yeah.
a barbecue or something like that too. But anyways, I'm not gonna.
That's interesting too, because that's kind of far out there.
It is far
You know,
out.
that's we're going through. We're in the middle of May now.
Right.
We'll go through June,
Mhm.
and then we'll hit July.
Right.
And my hope would be by July we would be getting back to
Oh, yeah.
some semblance of normality.
Well-
what we used to know as normal.
Well, I know that a lot of people that are not on the list, they're like, well, we're not on the list of reopening. Where do we stand? We're not. Our industry is not even mentioned. Like for instance, my industry is not even mentioned in photography. So some people are just like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna open up in June, and some people have done that before.
Yep.
June. It's like, well, we sat around. No one's really talking about our industry. I think I'm gonna open up in June, and some other photographers have already, and I've kind of cheered them on and actually shared their page because I'm like so glad that they're able to do run their business safely.
Yep.
The cool, like I said, the cool thing with photography is you can be a good distance.
That's why they made telephoto lenses.
I mean, literally, this lens right here, it's blurry if someone is 6 feet away. You need to be at least a little past 6 feet, and then I can get a sharp focus. Otherwise, they're blurry. Anyways, I have these two cameras here for a reason. It's in our tech tip later or photography tip later.
yes.
But anyways, that's my COVID-19 and local business opinions for today, and of course the weather is great.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads into the story with Elon Musk anyway.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
He's because people wondering if they should open up early, and if you've been watching the news, you know that what was it This Monday, Elon Musk decided to open one of his Tesla factories out in California.
Yeah.
Against the mandates of staying closed.
But understand, the governor was like okay, and then the county was okay. It was his particular town that was not okay. The next town over was okay with it.
Yep. So I mean, he had to really push back and threaten to leave the state.
Right. He threatened to set up shop in Nevada or Texas.
Yep. So I don't know. I feel like go. Part of me is like go.
Yeah.
Elon, go.
Well, I think so. I mean, I think if he had the support already of, let's say, the governor, the county, and then it's just his town that he's in that's having a problem, I think that's that's a little overreach in my opinion. But anyways, I think what he's doing is brave, and if you can run a safe ship, run a safe ship.
That's right.
I think there's too many finger pointing going on, and that needs to stop. And that's happening recently to one of our friends locally here, and that's passing judgment on anyone that owns a business. If you don't feel safe going out, just don't go out.
Yeah. Well, that's my opinion. If I don't want to go out, I don't go out.
Right.
So I kind of project that onto the people. Like, isn't that the way you think as well?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's a false sense of security to think that staying home is being safe, because you are still ordering out. You're still going to the grocery store.
Where'd that driver come from?
Right.
That's delivering your stuff.
Like who touched that food during manufacturing? Who shipped that food? Who processed that food? Who cooked that food? Who handed that food off for a delivery driver? And then you finally get it. That's how many people has that touched before you? So even if you stayed home and you're not digging your own roots and planting everything and jarring everything, you're coming in contact with people. So
Or particles from other people.
other people, yeah,
Whatever could be on them.
right. So that's my opinion.
Yes.
On that part. But just on a kinder note of during this time, well, a lot of people can't meet at churches. Churches aren't allowed because groups of people congregate there over the 10 people limit or whatever it is, or more. But some churches have really big buildings, and you can actually fit and be safe as, say, Walmart or Lowe's or something like that. But they're still not allowed to. So just to help lighten people up a little bit, I've been going around with my camera for Memory Maker Photography and photographing places of worship. So I have a places of worship collection that I'm photographing at night, most of them.
Do you get the silhouettes of the buildings?
Yeah, not silhouettes. I'm actually getting long exposures. Long exposures. I have stars in the background and stuff like that. So
Very nice. Very
the
nice.
last church that I photographed was oh my goodness, it was Glad Tidings and First Methodist Church on South Main Street in Brewer. So if you have a really cool looking church, or you would like me to come by and photograph your church to be part of these places of worship collection, comment down below the video, and I'll take a look to see if I can make
You'll
it out.
consider it.
I'll
You'll consider it.
Right, I can't guarantee because things are starting to get busy for me, and but I'm more than happy to, because I love photographing structures of such, and I can't wait to do more of those when my tilt shift lens comes in.
All right. What's that going to do for you?
Oh my goodness!
What's the tilt shift going to do?
The tilt shift lens is back in the day of the bellows that the camera used. It looked like an accordion, and you can change the focal
the angle?
angles of the lens and still get a decent picture. So I can take a really sharp photo with really thick depth of focus in a short amount of time versus doing a long exposure. And if a building, if I'm close to, if a building is so tall and I always have to angle up, it looks like it's falling over, I can change the lens so that it looks straight. Same thing with interiors for like real estate photography and things like that. So I'm looking forward to playing with that lens, and I'm also looking forward to a macro lens. So I'll be
Nice.
so those are my next two.
I want to see the
purchases.
tilt shift in action.
I can't
I've never
wait.
used one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, show me what this thing can do.
So yeah, definitely, I'm going to play around with that and show you what this thing can do, and I'm sure you're going to be like, heck, I need to get one. But like the least expensive one is like $2,000 for a lens.
Yeah, I'm not going to be getting one of those.
It's $2,000 for the lens, and the macro lens is about that I want to get is about $1,200 to $1,500 for that. So it's really
Well, I can't say anything. The macro lens I bought for my Sony was $1,100.
right. So it's very specific for specific needs and wants. So
By the way, why are these lenses so expensive? Stop putting price tags that are so ridiculous on lenses. Sony, Nikon, Canon.
So that's one of the reasons why I have to pass some of the pricing to my clients. It's like I spent all this much money on my gear. I need.
It's
to
ridiculous.
recoup some
Lenses
of
are
that.
ridiculous.
And they don't usually generally come down in price either. They don't depreciate in value.
Yep.
So so take good care of your lenses, and you can pass it
have
on to
to.
the next person.
Because they cost more than your car sometimes.
See, this is coming from a guy that just like totally beats up my gear, because I just it's there to work. If it's designed to do a job, right? If it can't hold up to the job, it's not worth keeping around. So so I really test out my gear. I know what gear works and what doesn't, because
You'd make a good gear tester, because
I
one day with you and something is beat up big time. So the gear has to be built rugged.
it does, because my daily usage of my camera gear, it takes a beating for sure.
Yes, it does.
So that's what have you been like? Have you been photographing anything cool lately? Specific subjects? You mentioned going up to Little Chick Hill, right?
Yeah, landscape stuff.
Okay.
Nothing too overly cool.
But you're shooting with something with massive megapixels, so landscapes are going to be really awesome to get some extra detail out of that.
They do, because you can really crop in.
Mm-hmm.
When you have 60 megapixels on your camera, you can really crop in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have like the best lenses for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I normally like to do really tiny macro photos.
Yeah. So
And I have a Laowa lens for that, which is I can get like right up on something and almost see the atoms in it.
See, so
Atoms that make
what
up
is the
material.
minimum focal distance? What the physical distance you need to be from your subject to photograph?
The
with it?
the Laowa, I can be within like I think an inch, and it is giant. Whatever shows on the screen is 2.5. It can be 2.5 times the size of the sensor, so I can really zoom in on something.
Well, I am.
Or 2.5 times the real size
of it
on the
yeah.
sensor.
So I want to get something that's more telephoto macro, like a 135 or something like that, because I don't want to be that close to my subject to get the macro shot, because I don't want to cast a shadow on the lens hood or anything like that. I think our video stopped.
No.
Yes, I refreshed.
Sorry, keep going.
I refreshed it and it came back here.
That's
So,
right.
so my problem is if I'm too close to the subject, it's going to be hard to light it properly.
It does, and I've run into this multiple times.
and-
You can't get the light close enough because if you have a lens hood on it, the lens hood encompasses the subject.
Right. So that's the reason why I want to go with more of a telephoto size macro lens versus something that requires you to be so close to the subject to get it in focus.
I've had ring flashes on the lens itself, and you have to put the subject so close it goes in beyond the ring flash.
Oh my
so
goodness.
the ring flash is
Right.
useless.
Right. And so what was the focal length of that?
That was a 50 millimeter with
50.
Tubes, extension tubes.
Oh, extension
and that,
tubes.
that
Yes.
brings it even
Oh,
closer. So you can
extension
get
tubes.
so close. It's crazy.
Extension tubes are notorious for that.
Yeah.
So I try not to use extension tubes. I did play around with it. You do get some cool stuff, but I don't get enough. The depth of field is so shallow. You have to stack the images to get.
You do have
anything
to
in
focus stack.
And I don't. I don't want to spend extra time in post production, so I'm a little lazy in that way.
It's good for 2D stuff. Like if you're trying to get, like if you have a piece of paper with something on it, or you're trying to get a texture of a very flat surface, it's really good at that.
So I'm hoping also the tilt shift lens can help solve some of those issues too, because I can broaden that wall of focus without.
I want to see it.
Without
I want to see it in
long
action.
exposure. I think you're gonna want one once we play with it.
Maybe, maybe not. Oh, and I just figured if you go up the little Chick Hill from earlier,
Yeah.
the windmills are to the south and the north. If you're on the hill, you look to the south, the north, you'll see windmills on both sides. And I just want to throw that in there.
Cool.
Because I actually had to write a little compass.
Isn't that funny that the photographers
writing-
are interested in photographing these windmills, and then some of the locals are like, I can't stand those windmills, and
Yep, they're in my backyard. And I don't like
they're
it.
making noises, they're killing birds.
Yeah.
They may.
I mean, the blades are going so slow. I don't know.
But I'm just saying how funny it is that as photographers we're like, hey, that might make a good photo.
It might. I mean, it looks pretty cool. But everybody's probably got the same photos, so
Right.
just got to do something different with it.
You got to do something like in post production, find a different perspective, something.
Want to add like a plane flying through the windows.
Right.
Something cool. Something.
Have a superhero whizzing through.
Yeah, get Superman kind of composited in there.
All right. So, since we're talking about photography and stuff like that, what's this drone thing? What are your thoughts on drone usage and drone footage?
so DJI released their Mavic Air 2.
What is that?
It's their newest drone.
Do we have footage? Do we have video of that?
I don't have the footage of the Mavic Air 2, but it's their latest drone that has all the latest stuff, the optical avoidance system, and it's got a better sensor than the original Mavic Air. But the thing is, less and less, I think drones are a little overused for some things. And when I had drones, I barely used them. Like I would bring it out every now and then, use the drone, and then it sits on the shelf. And you have like $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 into this drone that basically sits around. And of course, there's FAA regulations getting refined all the time. You've got to, get a 107 if you want to do anything commercial. You got to take a test, basically a pilot's license test, which I did and I got it. But then as soon as I got it, I did no drone stuff. So I sold my drones because it was becoming a pain in the butt.
Well, I have a pet peeve about drones and drone footage. I mean, Memory Maker does not own a drone. We would outsource that work, but all my clients, that's not kind of top on their priority list of shots. And people don't realize that drone footage is only one camera angle.
Yeah.
It's only one snippet of video. It is not the whole video. And so that's kind of my pet peeve. Even in real estate photography, real estate videos, they're showing like
Everything's drone.
so much drone footage. I'm like, I like to see the rest of the house besides the property,
Yeah. Do a flyover, and then after that, done.
Just cut, It's just one little clip instead of like, let's advertise how well this drone footage looks. I'm like, yeah, we know drone footage are cool, but when you're watching like over a couple minutes of just drone footage,
yeah.
I'm like,
And,
okay.
it's done in movies too. And
Yes.
a lot of the scenes that you used to get with helicopters, where they used to have
Right.
to charter a helicopter and get a camera in there with a gimbal that was just like the best gimbal of the time.
Yeah.
So they could get some footage from a helicopter. Now everybody's, of course, doing it with drones, which
Right.
is great.
Yeah.
Especially if you're flying over the ocean or something.
Right,
That's awesome.
you're not risking any lives. That's good.
Exactly, but what I've noticed in movies is that there's so much drone footage that it's almost annoying, and that maybe it's just me because I'm familiar with what drone footage looks like, and like when you have a camera angle like flying around, and then it takes a sudden jarring turn
Yes.
left or right,
Yeah.
or up or down. That's the guy controlling the drone,
Right.
and making terrible movements.
So for me, it's not the cameraman's fault. It's the editor's fault, right? Because in editing, you see that jerk.
don't put it in there.
Don't put it in there.
Don't put it in the movie. Oh.
Why would you put it in the movie? You see the jerk. People are gonna see this on a giant screen, right?
Yep.
Any little wiggle, they're
Yeah,
gonna
you see, you know how you'll compensate, you'll go to the left or right, and then back over. It's like a quick movement to the left or right.
Right.
That's not what they wanted to do. They wanted a smooth movement.
Right.
But the guy with the controls might have, added a little too much to the
Right.
movement.
Right. That's why I believe that I don't know. Adam Osborne might have a better idea of this because he does videos more than we do, or Kit McCall. They do lots of videos and drone work. Is that you should have two people on, one person piloting, one person on camera.
Yeah, some of with the drones that have the dual controllers.
Right.
That's really awesome.
Because I don't see how to do it a quality video otherwise, because you need someone really manning that. Just as if you were flying off on a helicopter, you need someone that's a pilot and someone that's actually controlling the camera there.
Yeah. So they have a flight plan, and then you have the guy with the camera plan.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the separate camera
Right.
plan.
So
But I'm not a producer or a
you
perfect-
are a producer of sorts. 'Cause
not
you
of
do,
like
you do
major
produce videos.
blockbuster movies.
No,
but I'm just saying, please stop using so much drone footage.
Right.
I
If you're gonna use it, use short clips.
Yeah, sure. I don't mind. Like, there's a lot of cool uses for drone footage low because it's stable footage, and if you can get low camera shots, especially going through the woods or something.
Yeah.
Where they usually would have some dude running with a camera rig on through the woods to get that shot where somebody's running through the woods and trees are passing by.
Right.
Yeah, use a drone. Go through there, and as long as you can make it look like it's a low camera shot.
Right.
But all the aerial stuff is just killing me with the.
Overkill. Okay, so with great power comes with great responsibility. Less drone footage.
Please. That's just a call out.
Less drone footage, and if you have drone footage, make it quick.
Yeah, just an opinion.
You're right.
That's what I'd like to see. Less drone.
Right. Well, unless you're watching like National Geographic.
Yeah, that's perfect for animal stuff. But
Right.
Then you get the whole deal with. You have this noisy drone interfering with the animal life.
With nature, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think they could do that too much.
No.
Maybe a 700 foot in the air
Like
flyover.
really, really high flyover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're only supposed to go 400 feet technically, but
But if you're in the Arctic Circle
Yeah.
and no one's there.
certain airspace zones go however high, whatever.
So that's our 2 cents on drone footage
Yeah, drone footage.
and hiring. I haven't had a major request for my company to use drone footage, and if at any time someone would request it, I would hire out a drone pilot.
Well, you know what I ran into when I got my 107, and I was like, all right, great. I'm gonna approach people and do drone footage. Like, hey, let me get a drone shot of your business.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, okay, let me just buy my own drone and do it myself because they're so easy to fly.
Yeah.
So that came up a lot where people are just, you gave them the idea,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just went and bought like a cheap drone and did it themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm over this instantly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to push it. And even if you go into the Facebook groups that are drone groups,
Mm-hmm.
these guys are talking about people undercutting them. Like photographers
Mm-hmm.
will do work for free or for like really on the cheap just to get their name out there.
$50 for a wedding.
That's what the drone operators are doing too, because
Right.
you have so many people jumping on the drone bandwagon that they're willing to do something for nothing, and then it just makes it not worth you doing it.
Right. So, are you ready to talk about some sports and culture?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. You have video footage, and let's send this off.
So you want to talk about
So-
something like this?
Right. So I am actually. I was born in Laos, and I was a refugee in Thailand. I am half Thai, half Laotian, and this is a popular sport in Southeast Asia, and
So what's it called?
it's called Sepak Takraw.
Oh, that's an interesting ball.
It's a plastic ball. It used to be made out of more organic material when it was first invented. So you have 3 guys per team here. It's a about 5'2" net, and it's soccer touch rules. As you can see, they're doing like backflips and inverted kicks here to spike the ball, and these guys are, these guys are top notch. But that's the serve. So one person actually tosses the ball, the other person kicks the ball. That's considered a serve. And there's 3 touch per side. All 3 touches can be done by one player.
So this is cool to me because I'm in Taekwondo, and I taught Taekwondo for like 13 years, and this is all about kicking.
Right.
So these guys have to be super accurate with their kicks.
Yeah. So there's kicking, there's heading. So you can use any part of your body that you normally would during a soccer game.
Look how flexibility of that dude. I couldn't
Yeah.
do that at all.
So
Just imagine
at
that.
one time I used to be able to do a lot of these things, but I'm no longer as limber because I spend most of my day behind a computer.
Yep. Losing that flexibility.
I am losing that flexibility. So this came up because we know that the folk festival is no longer in town, and this was one of the sport that I wanted to introduce to the Bangor area as a cultural diverse activity that we can be involved in. So I am willing to. I think I'm going to talk to some of the Parks and Rec department and see if we can actually bring this into the area. Those guys that are into soccer will absolutely love this. This is definitely a step up from like hacky sack.
Yeah, look, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this is like a fancy hacky sack.
Yeah,
with a net.
it's like hacky sack, but really not.
Way to go, guys. Way to go.
These are Thai players. It's the Thai flag there. But it's called Sepak Takraw in Laos. I think we grew up calling it Gata. And in America, they call it Buka ball.
Buka.
Buka, yes.
Interesting.
And you can order some of their balls. I think Amazon sells it for like $15 a ball.
That thing. That's a weird looking.
Yeah, it can take a beating. I tell you that because I've used it.
So this is, what is this, woven? It's like a woven plastic?
Yeah, it's plastic. Like originally, it's made from organic, some sort of plant, a wood of some sort, strands, and they
that's
weave it to make
fancy
that.
competition ball.
Yeah, so that was Thailand versus Korea.
Yeah. I could see Korea doing this because
Yeah.
that's Taekwondo or origins.
Right. So yeah, that's a big sport, and I talked about bringing. Like before they closed down the American Folk Festival, I even talked about bringing dragon boats to the Penobscot River. You know what dragon boats are, right? So you got.
I don't know a lot of these things and things up.
So you got this guy. There's kind of like has a drum at the bow of the boat, and he's beating them.
I mean, I've seen that in movies to get the guys that are rowing
right
in a rhythm.
Well, these guys are paddling though. They have paddles.
Yep.
Right? You have like, I don't know, 10, 20 guys on a boat, and you got a caller to make sure they are doing what they're supposed to do, and you got a drummer to make sure they keep pace. So he'll quicken his drum if he wants them to go faster and stuff like that. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to do a race, like say from the hospital or from the train tracks to 395, and have that be part of the American Folk Festival, so there's multiple activities going on, and then they shut down the American Folk Festival. But
So much for that.
But the thing that I realized, there's a lot of people that have a lot of culture that they can share within the community without outsourcing it to other countries. I mean, it's nice to get different varieties of people from around the world, but say if you want to stay within budget a little bit more, bring locals that actually are from other countries that can actually share some of the cultures they have, whether it be food, sports,
an activity of some kind,
music, dance. All of that could be, I think, all of it, if not, most of it, if not all, could be sourced right here locally. And I think there's a possibility of exercising some of that, because I'm part of the committee of the Brewer Waterfest, the Water Walk Waterfest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm part of that committee to help plan some of the events. We planned our first event last year, big success, and we're expecting that to be much bigger this year. We'll see how it goes, if things are relaxed, so that we can actually throw together events soon. So I'm excited to share some of that, and hope that we're able to execute and bring back more culture. But like I said, I think we can save some money at the start for sure, and source our talents locally, because there's so much talent. As we know from Quarantine Karaoke, that there's so much talent.
Who knew?
So much talent.
Everybody came out of the woodworks for that.
Oh my goodness. They just hit 700,000 members. 700,000 members in that group. And I remember when we were starting off and we were getting a few 100,000 people, that, wow, there's a lot of people from Maine, which made me think, yeah, because it started in Maine, but oh wait, that also means there's a lot of talent in Maine that people are coming out of the woodwork, like we were talking about, to share their musical talents. So I'm sure within those musical talents, there's people from different cultures that they can share some of that music and create another festival of sorts.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people are just they're not discovered or seen. They don't have an opportunity.
Right.
There's just so many shows even that are to showcase talent that's found.
Right.
But then you also have to get off your duff and make an effort to go get discovered.
Right. So I would challenge anybody that has musical talents to connect with us, because I would like to get you seen through producing maybe a music video or something like that. And I love making music videos. It's kind of I normally charge a studio fee for that, but for the time being, I'm not going to charge anything for the time being until I know that it's okay for me to charge.
Right.
But you have a gift to give away, right?
I do have a gift to give away. So let me get this gift.
So we're giving this gift away if you comment on this
Right
video.
here. Put it. Is this the center? Put that right.
I don't know what is this thing?
These are clay targets for shotgun practice, or if you want to smash them with your hands, or whatever you want to do.
Smash them with my hands.
This is a spare box I had in my garage, and I want to give it away to the person with the most interactions with our live stream video.
So yeah, if you comment on this video, we'll put your name in the drawing.
Yep.
I say let's do that. If you comment on this video, we'll put your name in the drawing. We'll draw this a week from now.
Yeah.
And then we'll either drop this off for you, or you can pick it up. No, we'll drop it off for you.
Yeah, we'll drop it off.
Yeah, let us know where you are.
We'll throw it out the window,
Yes, we will.
so we can socially distance, and if it smashes, you might get a few good ones still in it.
So yeah, if you shoot or you just want to break this thing with your hands,
We used to set them up and like kick them or punch them, see if we could bust them,
all right.
smash them.
So is it clay pigeons? What is this?
Yeah, they're clay targets.
Clay targets?
Yep. If you do
Shotgun
practice,
shotgun
you get one
practice?
of those things that
I
flings it
did
in
that
the
for the
air.
first time like a few years ago. Man, I loved it. It was addicting.
Yeah.
It was like, oh man, more please, more.
Yes. So how many?
How much-
There's
90.
90 targets. So every time I open a box of these, a few of them are already busted, just from handling and shipping and all that good stuff. So I would say count on maybe 75 to 80 being good.
All right. So yeah, make a comment. We'll put your name in the drawing, and we'll draw this next week.
And then you can get this out of my garage.
All right. So do you have a tech?
I
thing
do
to
have a
share?
tech. Okay, so this one kind of struck me funny today.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of tech gadgets being designed around making life convenient for us, whether it be music or watching TV or like one of the other gadgets was translating languages with earbuds.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And then, of course, we don't think a lot about our bathroom experiences. So I kind of ran across this one. It's kind of overpriced, but this is a bidet toilet, and it's
a smart toilet.
it's a smart toilet. This is the cool thing, though. I'm gonna keep this in the center just so that the picture is right here. But it's a tankless design toilet that you connect to a water source, and it has controls on it. The thing will open the lid when you walk in the room, and it has functions. This is the funniest function to me, that it adjusts its flushing depending on the habits of the person using it. So it'll adjust the size of the flush depending on who.
So Subhan, oh, it's lunchtime. Oh, I understand. I need to flush harder, or I need more water this time.
Yeah, this particular one, this is one that I was looking at. It's Prodigy's P770 model. That sucker is $3,000. But I was
Wow.
wondering if anybody out there has something like this in their bathroom, if they've installed a bidet, in their
We'll come visit and record that bidet.
Well,
next.
I don't want to like come and use it, but this thing, like right here, the auto open lid, it's
See, I think the auto open lid would be handy for my house because we have a cat that likes to drink our toilet water if we forget to close our toilet lid.
yeah. Look at these controls on this bad boy.
What the heck?
Look at that.
Oh, that's the bottom. Someone's bottom here.
Posterior wash.
Enema.
Wash.
Dry.
So it's got the enema mode, so it must really jet it up there.
I guess. Oh well, you
And it's
see,
got a dryer.
it's gone on the inside.
Yeah.
The
This is why I picked this gadget, because I like all these features, and it's got a butt dryer. It'll dry you.
a feminine wash.
So I want to know if anybody's got one of these things and if they're actually using it and what their experience. Not too many details, but good, bad.
Well, you
indifferent.
know what? Since these things, I bet were really popular, especially at the start of the scarcity of toilet papers in stores. So this is really a great topic for.
Yeah, I would get one of these, but I'm not going to pay $3,000 for it.
No, I don't think I would.
I think there's a lesser model like carried at Home Depot for like $1,500.
But it doesn't have all these modes.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's got, what is this? Oscillating, pulsating, rhythm, whatever that is.
Okay.
But yeah, look this up. It's by Prodigy. It's their P770 model. Check it out and let me know if you've installed one of these or if you've used one. I'd like to know.
Awesome.
I think it would be pretty neat to know this. That would be cool.
All right.
And I had one tech tip today. One thing on showing people how to avoid ads.
Mm-hmm.
Our world is just inundated with advertisements. Our economic system revolves around marketing to
That's right.
people. Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming on the internet when you're trying to read or you're trying to browse and you're just bombarded with
Right,
advertisements.
you just want to read the article, and then something pops up, and you're like, "Are you kidding me? Where's the article?"
Yes.
Sometimes I can't even find the
So
article.
what do? You back off the page.
Right.
So
I
they
like,
get
okay.
nothing out of you anyway.
I leave it. Yeah.
So one of the ways around this, and you have to also understand that a lot of people who develop websites, a lot of people who maintain websites, rely on ad revenue to pay for that site.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of news organizations,
Right.
They do, but there's excessive advertisement. Some pages are so heavy or loaded with advertisements that it takes them forever to load.
Oh yeah.
Even
I've
on a
noticed that.
fast internet
Yep,
connection
I've
nowadays.
noticed that.
And then I've had pages crash my browser because they have so much garbage on them.
Yeah.
So one of the ways to work around this is to put an ad blocker or add an ad blocker to your web browser. So
is this a paid thing? What's
they're usually free extensions, and they're
Okay.
called extensions. So this would go for either like Google Chrome, or even if you're using Microsoft Edge browser,
Mhm.
it's the same type of thing. So for example, this is Google Chrome that we're using right here. So
Mhm.
for Google Chrome, I'm gonna get this in the center here.
Okay, cool.
So you'll see the three little dots in the upper right corner of Google Chrome. Just click that, and then you can come down, and then you have more tools as a menu option, and then we're going to go over to extensions. Okay. So basically, this browser doesn't have it in it, but I'm going to add it to it. So when this comes up, you're going to see this in the newest version of Chrome. Go over to this extensions menu, the three bars, and then come down to the Open Chrome Web Store. Okay.
This is good because I don't even have this yet.
Yes, and this is so handy. This saves me because this keeps my sanity when I'm browsing the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Chrome store, you just want to type in the word ad block. Okay, ad block. Hit enter, and then you're gonna get a bunch of ad blockers. This particular one here is, in my opinion, one of the best ones out
So
there.
the one with a hand.
The one with the
stop sign.
hand and the stop sign. Okay,
Mhm.
you're gonna see a bunch of other ones, specifically designed for things. And if you type in ad blocker, you'll even get more results. But I usually limit it. Well, usually it comes in with more results, but for whatever reason it's not.
Just 3 here.
But let's take this away. Ad block is the one. So right here, ad block. So we're gonna do it's get ad block. I'm gonna click it, and then I'm gonna just say add to Chrome.
Mm-hmm. Over 10 million users.
Yes, this is probably one of the most popular ones out there, and it's
And it's almost 5 stars.
almost 5 stars with 294,000 reviews.
Awesome.
So this is what you're gonna see when it's installing, when it gets the extension in there, and then they'll ask you for a donation if you want to donate to their project of keeping that ad blocker up to date. You don't have to. Once you see this, you're done. You'll now see a little icon in the upper part of your bar, and if you just click that, you have these controls right here. And if you have a site that doesn't allow you to see the content because you run an ad blocker,
You can
you can
turn
just
it
say
off.
pause
Pause
on the
it.
site. Very easy to use, very
Okay.
easy to control.
Very nice. I was going to ask that question.
Yep, pause on all sites if you want to go ahead and browse without this thing on, because some streaming video sites won't let you stream without turning off your ad blocker. Some
Right.
news sites like Forbes.com,
Mhm.
they won't let you look at the articles without turning off the
Right.
ad
No,
blocker.
I've experienced that many times.
Yes, but in general, like a lot of sites that aren't as sophisticated, you can just keep this on and browse around, and you won't see those ads on the right, on the left, on the top. I hate that. And this process is very similar to when you're doing Edge.
Mhm.
So we have Microsoft's Edge browser. I'm not a huge fan of the Edge browser.
Mhm.
But for Edge, you can do this 2 ways. You can go into Windows and just type in the Windows Store. Go to the Microsoft Store. And if you go to search, do that same thing. Just type in ad block. Oop, if I can spell right. And you'll see that same
Same
icon.
icon,
That's just the stop sign with the hand in it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add this. So it's the same there. This is installed. We're going to launch it. So I've already got it in here
Yeah.
on Edge, but before it just say install. So we're good to go with Edge. Same thing, but that's just a quick tip because advertisements drive me nuts.
They do. I mean, they
Advertising.
slow down your system, slow down your search process. You know,
Yes.
if you need to do a quick search on something, you're like, oh, are you kidding me? I just need to get an answer, or I just need to get the end of this article, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it might seem like I'm against all advertisements, but I'm not, because I understand the need to gain revenue to run or maintain.
I
something.
sometimes find it helpful because I'm thinking of a product, I don't know the name of it, I don't know the manufacturer of it, and it's presented to me, and I'm like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. I had been thinking about it, I didn't know what to search for, and it's presented to me the way that I needed it done.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to do. I'd like to present an idea for advertisers, and that is to create a channel specifically for ads. You know, I would like to see less. This will probably never happen, but I'd like to see less ads just thrown at people, even the specific targeted ones. But say you had a channel.
Go to a channel, I search for a product or something that I'm looking for, and all the ads.
And like I would say, manufacturers, they go. You know how you make movies, you make TV series. Have these manufacturers really make the best engaging ads. They have to compete for your time on this ad channel. And if you want to get your product seen, you got to make a really cool marketing ad.
So it'll have like a rating system, and like like the most popular, or
you know how they had like
most
the
viewed.
Super Bowl ads?
Yeah.
Well, those guys, they go out of their way to make the most humorous,
Yeah,
the
they
most
do.
engaging advertisements.
They do.
That needs to be year round. And then people will go to the channel just to see your ads.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh man, what does this company come up with next?
Yeah.
Just to see your ad. I would love to see the system that we have now.
So you want a show
Change.
So you want them to be show monkeys. You want to entertain me.
Yes, yes, entertain me and I will watch your ad, but I don't want to see your crap thrown in my face.
Oh
on a
well, some of
daily
these
basis.
ads are horrible. I mean, you got people yelling at you. I don't want someone yelling at me in an
Yeah.
ad. You know, don't yell at me.
And I don't even want to see an ad if I'm not looking for something.
Right.
Don't think, because it's almost patronizing to me when somebody markets an ad to me. I'm like, okay, I bought a couch. Why am I seeing ads for couches? I already bought a couch.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I need a couch every week.
Right.
You know, or I'm gonna get a subscription
so you
to
got
have
it
a
because
couch.
you got these ads because you bought a product.
Yeah, because it tracks your
Right,
purchase
spending.
histories are tracked, and then advertisers are using that history and those stats to market products to you.
Got it.
And the system doesn't work most of the time because I don't need the product. I
Yeah,
don't wanna see it.
you already purchased a product, so why
Yeah.
do you need to buy another one?
It's just that's one of my pet peeves. Is
Alright.
ads. Ah.
So if you're done, I'm gonna share my photography
for it.
tip real quick, and we'll close it up because I'm already at the deadline here because I need to be on a Zoom meeting.
Zoom meeting business.
Yes.
Business is good.
So today I'm going to talk about dual camera straps. Why do I use dual camera straps? People always ask me, why do you need two cameras? Well, this one is Cairo or Koryo or something. Anyways, I bought it on Amazon. I used to buy this other one that's
Whatever the
padded and
brand
stuff like
is.
that. It didn't hang very well. It tightened up a little bit too much here. This one hooks on. So usually when I do an event and I need to move fast, I have two cameras on me. I have one with a telephoto zoom lens, one with a wide or super wide lens on it, so that I can get two very different shots. And they have two. This one actually has two strings on it, so if one goes out, you have a backup. Yeah, something happens. So I can walk around. My hands can be free. I can do things with my hands if I want to, like take a sip if I need, if I'm thirsty, whatever it is. But I pick it up and off I go. And then once I take my shot, click, 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 drop it. My hands are free again. And if I don't,
I can already see why your camera gear gets beat up.
yeah, because this is how I treat them.
Slam,
This is how I treat
slam,
them.
blam, blam.
Because I'm moving fast. Things happen light speed, so I'm moving really fast. And then the opposite of this would be I'd have to use one camera, okay? One camera, and then I have to constantly, I'm going to take off the strap right now. So if I'm not using the strap, I have two cameras, so I have to like change my lenses to use for shooting conditions. And as you're doing that, what are you doing? You're exposing your elements, your camera elements to the dust and stuff. Your lenses, the back of your lens, they're being exposed to things.
And the camera body's open.
And the camera body's open, and
The sensor is gonna get.
and you're also killing time because you have to swap lenses physically.
You lost the shot.
I lost the shot. The
Lost the
moment's
shot.
gone. So that's why I use 2 cameras on a sling. I can change really quick.
And-
So if those people that are always asking me, why do I have 2 cameras at an event? That's why.
And I mean, you probably feel pretty cool with that on. Like you're a gunslinger. Like
Yeah, it's kind of
guns.
gunslinging, and this one actually it looks a little bit more like suspenders on you instead of a real camera strap. So it's
Yeah.
more fashionable. I got that one on Amazon for like $80. You can spend over $3,000 for those things, but I wouldn't.
$3,000 for a strap.
Yeah.
Wow. Does that make you feel more like a
Designer.
man when you have that on?
I don't know. It just makes me feel more prepared for my shoot. So that's my photography tip of the day.
All right, that's good. Let's wrap this up.
Okay, so just remember, if you make comments, you're gonna win those
The clay targets.
clay targets.
Clay targets.
And also those with video ideas and they want to be involved. We love to. If you have a cool product, we'll consider shooting a review on it. So until next time, I'm Subhan,
I'm Sean.
and we're the Average Joe.
Daily Show.
All right.
All right.
See
We're
ya.
out. Peace.